Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Just going to quickly check to make sure that I'm on a stream. I think I am. Awesome. Okay, so welcome to another stream where I'm going to go through the array of coins that I usually go through. There's about 34 of them, but if there's any that you want me to go through that I currently don't, send me a chat or pop a comment underneath and I'll check it out next time, or I'll even do it live now. So first of all though, I just want to check out what BTC's been up to, and then I'll go through my call outs for last stream and see where we're at. So Bitcoin is continuing its crazy run up, like despite what many people have thought is the end. Just really doesn't want to stop. So it's had this correction here. It's come back down to about 12,000 US, and in the course of what not even 10 days, it's made it back to 17,000. And right now it's really pushing that mark to try and break through. And if it breaks through, I mean, no one knows for sure where it'll end up, but it could be, I think, up to about 23, maybe 22, 23 US, which would be insane. But we've seen crazier, hence we are where we are. So let's start by checking out ADA. And see what sort of opportunities are here. So I think last week I had this. My notes for ADA last week were entry is at 3,700 sats to start a pump, and that was on the 10th. That was here. So right around, I'll just delete these lines here. Right around this level, 3,700 is where I called it to possibly be a bull run, and it was down here at the time, and it has kind of followed through a bull run, and I can see my reasoning why. This is kind of a bit of a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and it's breaking through at that point. There's also the longer term formation as well, where it's 1, 2, 3, and it seems to have even broken through that. So there's some nice gains on ADA to be had. Altcoins today have had this nice big correction after a big run up on a lot of different coins, and ADA was not skipped out. Lots of money to be made there. I didn't actually jump on ADA, and I popped a note here because the very next day I'd already missed it. So I popped a note here saying I missed it. So what's that looking like for future? It's starting to pump. It's really starting to get back to these levels that we saw and earlier on in the year, where they were just crazy altcoin levels. And now it's really starting to get back up there. Get rid of that line. So what we really want to look out for is the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, which is already broken through. It looks like an uptrend is starting with this particular one. So it may be continuing upwards against BTC, but it does, of course, everything depends on the price of Bitcoin at the moment. So keep that in mind when you're making your trades. Yeah, I'm just really not sure about this one. I think for next week I'll leave this one just as a watch, because I really don't have a call on it. Let's get rid of that there. Oh, that's my CoinLend account, by the way. If you guys have spare Bitcoin that you're wanting to lend out on Poloniex, definitely recommend Poloniex. I'll leave a description. Definitely recommend CoinLend rather. CoinLend is great because it manages your loans and it gets a better price for them. Alright, let's go to BCH. I'm just going to tick these off kind of as I go, so that way anyone looking at the video, you can scan to where we're up to. Let's go this nice green in the middle, and we're up to Bitcoin Cash now. There we go. So this one is a lovely coin that I made a call on for a run-up due to this bottom formation that I noted down here with these arrows. But I believe in the video I also noted down these arrows here, this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation where the price has kind of failed to come down and reach this previous low after the next high. So the key point to get in there is right around the same level as the 2, which is essentially where I bought. I did buy a little bit lower. Where did I buy? I bought a little bit lower at around 0.09 because I just had a bit of an inkling that it might be turning around, and it did indeed. And I sold, believe it or not, I think I sold right at the top. I sold at 12.6. I had a sell order set and it hit 12.8. So I got very lucky on that one, I think, that I called that. Let's have a look here at this trade. And I've still got a few that I'm selling at higher levels. But you can see here this most recent trade on the 12th of December. That was a couple of days after I made the call. 09 bought at, sold at 12.6. And I mean 0.126 I should say. And made a nice little profit there. I'm not trading with large amounts. I'm just trying to learn the ways first. And then I can obviously develop to go larger. Oh, hi. 2 people watching. Nice of you to join. Let's move on to black coin. BLK. Oh, hang on. Let's first have a look at where Bitcoin Cash is going, because we don't really know that yet. No one knows. So after these giant spikes, I mean, it's come down. It appears to have reached a nice bottom here. So I do think that there is a long-term turnaround in this trend, or at least long-term in terms of crypto, which is a couple of months, it appears. But this EMA is very close to switching over as well, and it would have if it didn't crash through. I'm still bullish on it, and you know that I've still got, by looking at my orders before, I've still got a couple of sell orders set. I've got some set at 13, and a couple more at higher kind of popcorn levels. If it just pops up really quick like it did previously. But I'm still bullish, I hate to say it, on Bitcoin Cash, just due to these technical reasons of what appears to be a nice turnaround. Black coin. I'll make this green. Oh, just last thing on Bitcoin Cash. Bullish. Have sells at 0.135, I think it is. Black coin. So it was right on the 10th. You can see where I've left this arrow. This is where I was pretty much doing the predictions last time. And 2,500 sats for a bull move. Did it happen? It didn't really. It kind of just fell short of it. Look at this. It came right up to 24.85 with a candle close. So it just didn't go through that. And I think that's another, that would have been the point to get into black coin, but there was so many other coins pumping at the time, so I'm kind of glad that it didn't, because my funds were running low, my spare funds. Let's move on, because black coin I'm not really sure about. I'm just gonna have to wait and see on that one and see what happens. BTS BitShares. Hey Timmy, nice to meet you, man. So, BitShares, you can see the analysis I've done in previous weeks. I just kind of leave these arrows sitting there to have a look. But again, you can see right around the, well, it was the 9th, 8 o'clock, but that was, you know, different time zone. This was the video that I did on the 10th. And if I move this down here, it's got this beautiful 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. 1 where the bottom is reached, 2 where the subsequent high is, and then 3 where it's failed to come down and reach this 1 level. And it's broken through at, you know, 12.95 and gone for a nice bull run, and it continues to go for a bull run. I was already in BitShares because of this previous one, where I got in around, I think, 1400 or so, and I think I'm looking to sell probably around 3,000 sats on that one. Looking to double up. 13,000 sats for a bull move is what I said. And look at that, it's crossed this line here right around the 13th. Gone for a nice bull run. I didn't put in a particular sell price for that, but I hope if anyone followed that advice, which you shouldn't, but just in case you did, you made some money there. For future, oh god, a lot of these alts, I mean, it looks as though this is the turnaround point. If you look at these 1, 2, 3 bottom formations and they start to go up, but also if you look at the larger formations, if we go to the daytime view, a daytime candle, you can see that these 1, 2, 3 bottoms are forming nicely. Just delete some of these extra arrows here. 1, 2, 3, and again turning around, breaking through the 1700 mark to go on a bull run. The EMA also crossing over almost. Really just probably watch out for this one, and I'm predicting that it's probably going to go higher and get to around 3,000. So I better, you know, say something here in my notes and make that one green. Bull run to 3,000 plus sats. I'll just put that in there. Then I'm about 80% on that one, because I'm not 100% sure that that's going that way. I'm not super confident on it. Clam coin, one of my favorites, just keeps hurting my feelings. And no exception this time around. Seems to still be getting smashed. Let's go to back to the 4 hour. The 1 day looks a bit weird. So we do have 1, 2, 3 bottom formations, and it's really failing to break this 2 level and go higher. It really needs to get above 50,000 sats, and we want these EMAs at 20 and 60 period to cross over. So my prediction for clams is that it's probably going to stick around the same level. It's got some support around the 37,000 mark. I think it's going to kind of stick around here, continue forward. If it does start to move up a little bit, then there's some hope for these two to cross over, at which point it will shoot up. But my prediction, at least for the next week, I think, is that clams will probably go sideways. Probs. Alright, let's move on to Civic Coin. I saw somewhere that I saw on one of my tickers that Civic had a nice run. So let's have a look what's going on there, because I did not think that would happen. I think the last, here we go, look, I said, oh, by the way, look at clams at 51,000 sats. It's pretty much what I said today as well. So 2,300 sats for Civic, and it appears to have broken through that. It hit it once after I mentioned it and fell back down, and then it did break through. And what happens with this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation when it does happen is that when it does break through that level, it tends to gain some support around there. And if you're ever in a situation where you see this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, you see it break through the 2, but you're not on it yet, what you can do is you can wait until it kind of comes back to that 2 level before buying in. Civic might actually be a good buy just with a with a small amount, just for a bit of a Hail Mary. Touching 2, possible run up. Now let's just have a look at where it will go. If it does go up, it starts to shoot up, and generally I look left to see where the previous resistance was, and that's probably around the 3,500 mark. So let's pop that in there as well. Alright, let's move on to Dash. Almost crossover of this EMA, I can see that straight away. If we bring in these arrows a little bit closer and we take a look at the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, we can see it again lifting, getting over the 0.05 BTC, and just like the last coin Civic, it's now finding support around this 2 level where it's previously broken through at around 50,000 sats. Might be a good opportunity to buy this one. I am long on Dash, just in the long term. I mean, it just continues to keep support around this level, and you can see historically, if we take this line and we chuck it back here, yes, it's broken through at this point, but very quickly came back above it. When it crashed down from almost 0.1 Bitcoin, it again really struggled to break through, and it did eventually. It's come back through once more, but I think psychologically 0.05 Bitcoin is probably a good level of support for Dash, particularly because it's essentially a masternode coin. People think there's like 7 million Dash out there, but it takes 1,000 Dash to have a masternode, and so you can basically look at Dashcoin as not 7 million coins, but rather 7,000 masternodes and some change. I really do think that this is going to go up. I'm going to make that a little bit clearer. Maybe run up imminent. Moving on to DCR. Just check the DCR to cred. What did I say last week about this one? 760k sats for a run up. Definitely failed to do that. I mean, we're looking at 4-hour candle, and this is pretty much where I made that prediction, where it was about 4,000 sats, so it really needed to basically go quite high. So I don't think I was very bullish at the time there. Needed to pass this point, I think. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation coming through and breaking through, and again finding support around the 2 level. So the same as with Civic and Dash. Decred's finding support around this 390,000. It might be an opportunity to buy with this one. Personally, I'm not, because I'm already in it. I bought in somewhere around the 500,000 sats level, and I'm holding it at a loss, and that's a lesson for me. I should have gotten out of that when it crossed my crossed the lower levels. So when you're doing this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, quickly show you where I set my stops, where I should be exiting the coins. 1, 2, 3, and then if it reaches beneath, so it starts to come back up, you're buying at this 2 level. Say for Decred in this scenario would be about 400,000 sats. Buying at this level kind of goes up, then you can obviously take profit at different resistance level. But if it starts to dip beneath the 3 point, say around there, leave a little wiggle room, that's when you want to be closing out, and it's a significant loss. So that's why you don't want to be making huge, gambles on these coins. Take it easy, go slow. I don't know if it's, I wouldn't say it's bearish, but it's not one for me, so maybe I'll just put watch on that and revisit it next week. Or probably in a few days. I think I'm going to do these a little bit more often, just because they're really great to journal my my thoughts about all these different coins. Dogecoin. I love Dogecoin. I get excited about Dogecoin. Such a funny currency. Such a huge community behind it as well. And no doubt that Doges, in my opinion, will be worth 1 cent first, and then $1 eventually. It's very hard to get a clear 1, 2, 3 on these because there's just not much movement. It's just very binary. Let's try it though. 1, 2, 3 in the very short term. It's past that level of the 18. Seems to be going up, finding support. Probably could. You probably could wait if you wanted to buy into Dogecoin. 18, 19 Sats. Personally, I already bought in at 16 because I do think that that's really rock bottom. This coin, though, I mean, the potential upside for this coin is phenomenal. I think if you don't at least have, a small amount of Dogecoin, you're going to be missing out when it has another one of these run-ups. And you look at this is in the 4-hour candle. If we change back to the day, you can just see these incredible run-ups just constantly. Every year or so, maybe a couple times a year, there's a huge pump. And we are very much due for one again. Could go a little longer. Could take maybe till next year, April, May, before it starts. But I think that it's already begun, and there's so much buzz in crypto at the moment that it could easily get back up to, say 100 sats or so. I do have some sell orders set for my Doge at I think around 75, around this resistance level here, this resistance level here, and then of course the big moonshot at around 130, 135. Doge bullish long term. Ether. So here's one that I kind of made a really strong prediction on last time. Bull run imminent. So let's see if that came true. And this was on the 10th. Just change this back to 4 hour. It really does look like that happened. Beautiful. Oh, that's great. So this is around about where I made that prediction for a bull run imminent. And you can see it kind of went above, came back down, dipped just beneath the 2 line here, and then it just took off. Wow. Now what did I say? Resistance at 3,900. Well, it went a little bit over what I said, but that's where I would have gotten out in this particular trade. I didn't trade this one. Oh boy, I wish I did. Look at that. That's a clean 20-30% in 48 hours. Oh wow, that would have been nice. I did catch a few good ones in this altcoin run though, so I'm not complaining at all. Let's go to Expanse. Oh, hang on. Just before we go to Expanse, Ethereum has crossed over with the EMA. Definitely bullish on this. Definitely bullish on this. This pullback that we're experiencing right now with Ethereum is a good opportunity to buy some more. Let's have a look at where the next resistance level is. It's right here at 0.05. Bullish. And these sell points are always approximate. You want to maybe scatter them around that that point. So I might buy a little more Ethereum and sell at the 0.05 mark, because that's yeah, that's a strong one, I think. Alright, let's move on to Expanse now, for reals this time. EXP. Now, I think there was some good news. I got an email from Trezor actually saying that Expanse is now going to be supported on their device, so that's awesome. That was great news fundamentally. Doesn't seem to have translated into a bull run here though. We can see this point. If we take this line and we see where the point 1 is of what would normally be our 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, there's the 2. But in order to get a clean 3, we really need to have this fail to get back down to the position of the 1, and it succeeded in getting to that lower level. So we would, yeah, I would say that this is probably going to travel sideways, potentially lower. Although you can see that really the 2 and the subsequent high afterwards, these two top arrows, are pretty much on the same level as well, which tells me that it's really undecided on whether it's going to be going up or down. If this level was a little bit dropped, we would essentially have what's a 1, 2, 3 top formation, and we could predict that it will likely go lower. But this one you really don't know. It appears like it might be going, just continue to swim this channel. I'm going to make a prediction on a sideways Expanse before next week, but of course anything can happen. Factum. Ooh, that looks nice. What do I say about this? Just watch. Okay. Clean 1, 2, 3 bottom. Look at this. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Delicious. So we've got 150,000 sats. It's broken through. That was after my previous video, so that's some feedback for me. Maybe keep a closer eye on Factum, because it looks like this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation was already forming, or maybe it was right on the tail of it. I'll have to go back and watch the video to see what I actually said, but it's definitely broken through. Had a huge bull run, you know, only gained 25% in 24 hours. No worries. And if you were lucky enough to sell right at the top, you would have made a tidy profit. But I don't think that's the end of this altcoin bull run. And anything that gets close to this, where this purple line is, would be a good buy. Anything sub 160,000. Factum, I'll put that down there. Buy at less than 160k. Other than that, I'm going to watch that and see what happens. Folding coin. It's had some nice bull runs recently. The EMA is still in a bullish position. We're no longer looking for a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, because it's clearly broken through that, and it's still, if you look at these lows keep getting higher. Here's the low previously. Here's the low previous to that even. Lower, higher, higher, higher. Here's higher again. This one, this one, this one. The lows that it's reaching, it's not breaking through. It's still looking very bullish. And again, another situation where it's a good buy at 160. $160 sats. Around one, I'll say 160 to 170. And I might look at getting into folding coin. I regretfully missed this one 2 weeks back when it first took off. And there's something special about folding coin, because I think the way that you mine it is you rent out you essentially lease out your computing power to places that utilize it for all sorts of things. Should I buy that one? I think I will. I'll put another column. I'll make a new sheet, obviously, for next week, and I'll put down my actions, but I think I might be looking at buying some folding coin. Game credits. Oh, look at that, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you're kind of getting to know the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation like I am, and you're practicing it quite regularly like I am through these journals, you really start to see these very quickly. And here's another example. 1, 2, 3, failed to break through. Get lower. It's come up and it's failed to break this 16k sats level and come back down. Now, if this comes back up and breaks through the 16,300 sats, I'd probably put a buy order a little bit higher even, maybe 17,000 sats. Then it's going for a bull run, likely. 17k sats for bull run. So I'll be keeping an eye on that one for sure, and might buy into that as well. Folding coin in game. Keep my eye on that. Okay, Gnosis. GNO. 1, 2, 3. Again, broken through. Broken through this 2 level at 800k sats and found support around this level with a recent drawback. See this with the purple line? Let's find his support around this level, and could potentially go higher, maybe like that, but of course that's just a direction. Gnosis. So many opportunities here. I really think that one's another one though. I think I'll be looking to buy that maybe. Anything kind of sub 820 is good, I think. Yeah, I'll be revisiting that. Maybe take some action on that later. I'll jot that down in my calendar as well. GNT, Golem Network Token. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. Again, breaking through this 22 sats level. Fake out, breakout, but finding support. So you've got another opportunity to buy it. That's nice of GNT, isn't it? And yeah, hopefully this will continue to run up. A very similar formation with GNT as with folding, game, GNO, and others. So another opportunity here at about 2,200 sats buy for a run up, for a bull run, I should say. And where will it land? Let's have a look at where the previous resistance is. And it's got these 2 touches right around this 3,600 mark. I've learnt to draw back a little bit from that mark because sometimes the run-up will fall short of it. And it's exactly what happened when I was in Sia Coin or Sia Coin, whatever you want to call it. I had my sell order set for 103 sats and it hit 102. And that was a good lesson for me to draw back a little bit. Just be a little bit less greedy with the selling. Instead of selling at, the top, say 39 or 3,600, just draw a little bit back. Go for 35, 34. LBC. Just one moment, just gonna have the live chat open on my phone just in case. So it looks like a bit of a double bottom here. I mean, you could probably stretch and call this a 1, 2, 3 because it's just not reaching that level, but because it's so close, I'd probably say that it's better to call that a double bottom and wait and see what happens with this one. 1, 2, 3. It has failed to reach that level on the second attempt, and has broken through. I have some LBC, some library credits, and I sold some of them at, I think, 2,300. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. But I've been holding these at a loss for a little while, so I sold some at 24, and you can see I bought at 26. Bought way back when then as well, but those were used. So I sold at the 24 mark for a loss on that one, and looking to buy back in when it kind of comes down a little bit. I'd probably say I'm bearish on this one, and you can look in the longer term, these tops appear to be going lower. Kind of hits these tops, and so it's, I mean, this is potentially even lower top. If it does break through this, it's still got to get through this other trend line where these tops just keep getting lower. So I'd say that LBC is probably more of a bearish in the short term. Buy at, because I want to buy back into this, but at a lower level, maybe 1500 sats, 1530 sats would be a good mark. Lisk. And here we are. One, two, three bottom formations. That's what I'm learning in this digital currency course, excuse me, that I'm taking, and really trying to get as much practice in as possible until it becomes second nature to see this stuff. And again, I'm noticing straight away that it's broken through, but then it's gone ahead and found support back on this line. Now, I can't stress this enough. This is just, there's just such an incredible opportunity at the moment in altcoins. They're all making this lovely turnaround motion, and of course they've made it in the past, so it's not like this wasn't a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation if you go close enough. But it really appears bullish, especially with the support that it's getting, as well as the crossover of the EMAs. These are all indicators of bullish moves. You can see that EMA is starting to cross over now as well. Lisk. I already have some Lisk that I'll just be hanging on to on that one, and looking to sell at these resistance points. Probably around 129. Be looking to sell them. Okay, sats. Sell some. I'm definitely not going to sell all of my Lisk. They're too delicious. Make too much money. Well, not in the short term, that's for sure. Oh, Litecoin. Oh wow, this had an incredible run up, and I caught it. Watch. So last week I said watch, and then buy at sub 0.01 for a bargain, as it's got potential for 0.02. Now, look at how right I was here. I mean, this is one scenario where I was dead on. There's definitely coins that I wasn't, absolutely. But this is one scenario where I was rock solid. Right around this mark, I saw it take a dip, and I had some buy orders set. Let's have a look at LTC. Now, my mistake was I sold too early with this one. So that's my lesson that I'm taking out of this. You can see that I bought right at 0.98. 0.098. Where am I now? What's happening? There we are. 0.0098 is where I bought, and I sold at 0.014. Again, small amounts, but I'm essentially making 20-30%. So for me to practice with these small amounts, I can extrapolate that 20-30% can be made on larger amounts as well once I really get the hang of this. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It's had an incredible run up. It's got a lot of media coverage, and look where it stopped, just shy of. Potential for 0.02. And I'm not altering these notes, of course, because you can check the previous video, they're in there. And just shy of 0.02. That was dead on, and that's just using the resistance points that it's previously had. Look here, 0.02. It's hit it in the past. It's come back up again. I really wish that I would have held on to that and doubled up. That would have been nice. Future of Litecoin. I mean, I think it's just got to retrace a little bit. It's got to retrace. Maybe it'll get down to this average of the 60. The overall trend does look bullish though. So I mean, if you're buying at this point, I wouldn't be too concerned. I think you'll be making money in the long term with this particular one. Litecoin really is the silver to Bitcoin's gold, and I know that a lot of people say that, but it's not going anywhere. It's staying put. Historically, you can look at this and say, well, you're at the top end historically, so maybe it's a good time to sell off and buy back in when it gets close to the 0.01 again. Personally, that's what I did, but you know, with the way things are, with especially with the transactions and fees and times that Bitcoin has this problem with at the moment, Litecoin can definitely take over some of that traffic, and that might push it even higher. I'm just going to pop down here, watch on that one. I just don't know. Nav. Navcoin. Another note, missed it. I missed this one. I checked it too late. It had already taken off, and it was probably around about here when I thought, rats, I've missed it. So I probably could have bought back in as it came back and retraced. It's gone higher now. But at this point, I'm not buying into Nav. It's also, if you look closely, it's reaching these resistance points that it's previously had a real hard time breaking through. Even this third time where it has broken through, within, you know, a day it's come back beneath it. So yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find me buying in at this point. It's just too unsure. I'd like to see it drop down, potentially come back to around 11,000 or so, and then I'll look at buying. I'll just make a note of that as well. OMG. Oh my's go. Look at this previous 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. I wasn't doing videos back here, so that must have been a live one. Just must have been showing at how these 1, 2, 3 bottoms can easily fail as well. This is why it's so imperative that you have a really good losing strategy, because that's what trading is. It's really a loser's game. You have to learn how to lose well in order to make money, and that's something that I read in Phantom of the Pits. It's a book, Phantom of the Pits. It's an older book written by a stock trader, and he used to day trade, and he wrote this book. It's free. Just Google it, Phantom of the Pits. It's got these rules in it that I'm trying to implement more and more, and the rules are very simple. There's 2 of them. Rule 1 is to only stay in a position if the market is proving you correct, which is a subtle difference between the market proving you wrong. So if the market doesn't immediately prove you correct, you want to be getting out of the trade. And rule 2 is the only other rule, is to add to your position if you're proven correct, as opposed to getting out. Lots of people take their profit way too early, and you look at my situation in Litecoin, where I took profits too early. I should have stayed in that longer. I should have added to my position at that point, and that's probably my weakness as a trader at the moment that I need to learn to correct. OMIs go broken through this market at 60,000 and come to rest on it. Just like many altcoins. I remember that I think Game had this exact scenario. Breaks through, comes back and rests on it, which means that it could be a good buy, but the fact that these EMAs have not crossed over, I'm just a little bit hesitant to get in this one. So I'm going to pop down here, watch. I know it was a watch last week, and it's a watch again. Rep. Is that the same chart? It really does look the same, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, bottom formation, broken through, found itself resting against the same level of the two. EMA has not crossed over. I'm going to do another watch. That's just such a clear, it's almost the identical chart to OMG. Sia coin. So this is my previous analysis. 1, 2, 3. It broke through at 75. I had the order set for 103 and it hit 102. That's where I learnt my lesson, to be a little less greedy with the take profit. In this scenario now, it's really reached this bottom again, this 44. Wow, that would have been a bargain to buy in for Sia. I bought back at 54, and I've been holding since. Oh wait, no I didn't. I took some profit on that one. I took some profit on Sia coin, and I have some other sell orders set. So I bought at 54 and 56. I took some profit at 65 sats, and I'll be taking some more at 76, 103 and 133, and they're kind of popcorn strategies where it just pops up real quick, where over the course of 24-48 hours it just pops and explodes, and you can make a lot of money if you have these sell orders preset, because they're pump and dumps. You're not trying to catch the pump and dump, you're already prepared. What else can I say about this one? I really just want to watch it because I've already got these positions in it. I want to wait and see what happens, and if it does stay beneath the 50 mark, I'm going to have to sell out of those positions and wait for another opportunity. So I'll just pop here, stop loss, sub 50. Steam. Really wanting to consolidate on this 9600 sats level around there, and if you take a, where are we? Take a trend line and you drag it along these tops, it's not looking good for Steam. There's a descending triangle, we call this, where it's hitting this support level, and then the tops get lower and lower and lower. If you've got Steam, I'd say get out as close to 11,000 sats as you can. Yeah, because it doesn't look bullish to me. If it does break through this trend line and kind of stay above it, it could get bullish. I'm going to leave this trend line in place, and so when I revisit that next week I can take a look. But in my notes, I'm going to put in there that looks like a bearish trend. Get out as close to 11,000 on that one as you can. Storage. Storage, you mine storage by essentially putting your hard drive up for sale. There's extra space on your hard drive. That's how you mine storage. People use it for cloud storage. They put little encrypted shards of files on your computer. You then act as the server. It's a decentralized cloud storage solution. It's a really cool idea. Really great. SIA is following those same lines, but I think storage just has the user interface that's necessary and the customers. Excuse me. How does it look from a technical standpoint? 1, 2, and no. It's come back down to the 1 level. So we could probably call that our new 1 and try and look for a 2, 3. It's failed and it's broken through, but it's come back down. I think that's probably way too short a term to do a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. I'll be doing it in the longer term. Doug, the trainer at digital currency traders that I'm learning from, he likes to use a lot larger viewpoints. This would be the 1. This would probably be the 2 up here. And then this would be the 3. So in that scenario, we really want to wait for storage coin to get above 6,500 sats for a bull run. And I'll pop that in my notes. STR. Stellar. Oh, that looks nice. This is great. Look at this. It's one of the very few alts that just continues to gain and gain against Bitcoin. I'm getting a little bit of fear of missing out with this one. I might look for a nice entry point, because that's not going anywhere. Look at that. I'll tell you this though, if it's breaking through this 1200 mark, it's definitely going to moon, and that's what I'll put in my notes. I think I'll look out for if it's breaking the 1200. It's going to go long on that one. Strat. Stratis. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's a bit of a jumbled one. Let's go to the 4-hour candle, get a bit of a longer view. 1, 2, 3 bottom. It's broken through this mark, gained some support around that for long term. That's not really a bottom formation there. It does keep getting... It's so volatile, Stratus. All the lows on this coin do appear to be going higher. And, you know, if you look at the trend line, higher lows. It's hitting this low, hitting this low. It's kind of right at one of those lows now. But at the same time, it's kind of heated off a little bit. Oh, I'm just really not sure about this one. I might have to wait and see. I might do a watch on that. Vertcoin in a bearish run according to the EMA, and that's what we want, because we want to be able to find the reversal point. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. That's a fail. Let's come back down here, and hopefully that's the 3 mark. If it does continue down to 3,900 on Vertcoin, it's not looking good. Yeah, so really, if we really ideally what we want for a bull run here is for it to turn around at this point and start heading up. And if it starts to close up over 60,000, that's when we want to be getting in. XCP. Counterparty. 1, 2, 3 bull. I don't know what that is. I mean, it's a very warped 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, but looks very similar to Vertcoin, where it's had this longer period between the 2 and the 3, and my instincts kind of tell me that that's a bit of a bullish signal. If things are going up a lot faster and they're coming down slower, it's really a fear of missing out. And look at this giant wick. It's a candle wick. It's just shot up in price and very quickly corrected. Counterparty, along with Vertcoin, I'm just going to watch on that one. Yeah, I really don't know. Not confident to say anything on that one. XMR. This did go for a bit of a run, because I know this because I was looking at this coin quite frequently. It did go for a bit of a run up, but didn't break through the 0.022 mark, which is what I put in my notes as required for a bull run. It really likes to stick around this 0.018, 0.017 mark. If you're looking to buy Monero long term, you want to be getting it beneath 0.017. Now is probably a reasonable time. If you want to risk it, you could probably wait a little bit until it gets a little lower. I frequently trade Monero because of this volatility right around this line. If it gets close to 20, I'll sell a little bit. I never sell my full bag of Monero because I'm very long-term bullish on this coin. But yeah, I mean, for the immediate future, really, for the next coming weeks, there's a lot of things up in the air with this coin. But I would say that if you're looking to buy it long term, between now and 16.016 would be a good time. I'll put here less than 0.0165 is a good buy. XMP. PM rather. This is all over the place, and long term seems to be sticking around this one, 1700 sats mark. I'm not going to be buying into this coin. I don't see it turning around yet. It needs to show a little bit more. And if you look here, it almost did, but then it broke back through and it continued its sideways trend. So XPM is another watch. I might even take that off my list of analysis coins in the future. Ripple. Oh, this is cool. Wow, this went for a huge run up. What did I say about this? Above 3,500 sats for a bull move. So let's have a look. Did it do that? Almost immediately, no, but it certainly did do that. Oh, look, it almost did. One, two, three. Failed to reach the lower lows, and it's broken through at this 1800 mark, and it's gone like a rocket straight up. It's hit resistance around 3,500, and it has now broken through it. So I was right with that particular one, and I wouldn't be surprised though if it does come back and retrace to this 3,500 level. I bought and sold some Ripple. I think I just sold some actually. I was already holding Ripple, and I sold some at 4,000, and I sold some a bit earlier at around the 3,000 mark as well. Long term on Ripple, it's got to be bullish. I mean, it's holding its own. It's signing up partners left, right, and center. This overall trend is down, 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 which is definitely not a good sign. But it looks like it's broken through. It really just needs to stay high. It just needs to stay up here. It doesn't even need to go higher. If it could just stay around this level, that'll be a very bullish signal. So I'll put a watch on that for now, but I'll analyze that a bit more closely next week and possibly buy some more if it's showing some decent signs. Zcash. Polo. 0.05 for a bull move. 0.05. That would be huge. I bought in to this coin despite my analysis. I bought in down at 2,400 sats, or 0.024 I should say, right when it broke through this line. I probably got in a little late, 0.024, sorry. And I'm going to hold this one long term because I do think that there is definitely a turnaround happening in this one. It's a small 1, 2, 3. I'm going to watch it closely. It could easily go the other way, of course. In any scenario where it goes to, you know, maybe 22, 21 or 0.022, 0.021, I'll be looking to get out of it. But bullish in the short term and the medium term on that one. I just want to know where to sell that actually. This resistance level here, 40.043. Bull. Sell at 4.3. Great. Awesome. Thanks for joining for another session. I'll go through and I'll make a new spreadsheet with these predictions here. Move it over here and do the same next week, or probably in a couple of days. I'll probably do another one on Sunday just because I want to do it a little bit more regularly so I can stay on track of the trends. The other thing is usually I give away a clam coin every video, but I'm not getting any comments in the videos with. I'm getting some comments, but not with clam coin addresses in it. So if you do want to leave a comment with a clam coin address, I'll pop you in the draw to win a clam coin next video. And that's it. Thanks for joining. Peace out.